seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star, the dearest things I know are what you are. Young day, my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star, the dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine, are mine, are mine, are mine, are mine, are mine. Hi everybody, welcome. I'm playing a newish arrangement of All the Things You Are from my new album, Lighten Up. It's the second track, and yeah, it's a fun little treatment that I thought of where I'm playing groups of four. It almost sounds like one, but it is not. They're treated more like triplets in groups of four. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it gives me all kinds of fun things to think about while I'm playing. I woke up this morning and I heard the news about little Richard, and I've been sad about it all day. and also listening to him all day. And I want to play at least one of his songs. So I'm gonna do that and encourage everybody to go listen to Little Richard's music. I've loved being able to say, like, every time I show him to my kids, and I think we were just listening to him last week. We had like this big Little Richard montage in the car, like or medley. I just played song after song of Little Richard, and I said to them, you guys, he's still alive. Little Richard, the guy who's like a pioneer of rock and roll, they call him the architect of rock and roll, I think, still on the planet, still playing the piano. That's always just blown me away. He's a pioneer of rock and roll, and he's still been on the planet with us all until this morning when I heard that he wasn't anymore, and it just doesn't feel as good anymore. So today I listened to a lot of different takes of his hits. I hadn't realized that you could go here like take 2 and take 3 of Tutti Frutti and Lucille and Good Golly Miss Molly. You can hear different takes on Spotify. You can go to, I think it's the Definitive Little Richard Collection, something like that. But I also listened to his spiritual music today, which was amazing. Little Richard we talk about his piano playing, but his voice was a force to be reckoned with. My gosh. You listen to the tiny little intricacies in the way that he could phrase and the tiny little blue elements he would put into his singing and gospel elements, the expression he had, the tone in his voice. And he could sing, like a just driving home, rocking, soulful giant, but he could also sing like a tender, soulful, always soulful, a delicate singer. And I love all sides of Little Richard's voice. And I'd like to play one of my favorites. I did turn up my volume for you. Thanks for letting me know I needed a little more. And let's see. I think I've got, the lyrics right here. I do need these lyrics. Lyrics to Rip It Up. That's what I'd like to play for you. 1, 2. Well, it's Saturday night and I just got paid. Fool about my money, don't try to save. My heart says go, go, have a time, 'cause it's Saturday night and I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna rock it up, I'm gonna shake it up, I'm gonna ball it up, gonna ball it up, I'm gonna rock it up in ball tonight. Got me a date and I won't be late. I picked her up in my 88. Shag on down by the Union Hall, 'cause the joint starts jumping, I'll have a ball. I'm gonna rock it up, I'm gonna rip it up, gonna shake it up, gonna ball it up, I'm gonna rock it up in ball tonight. About 10, I'll be flying high. I'll walk on out into the sky. But I don't care if I spend my dough, 'cause tonight I'm gonna be one happy soul. I'm gonna rock it up, gonna rip it up, I'm gonna shake it up, gonna ball it up, I'm gonna rock it up in ball tonight. Well, it's Saturday night and I just got paid. A fool about my money, don't try to save. My heart says go, go, we have a time, 'cause it's Saturday night and I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna rock it up, I'm gonna shake it up, I'm gonna rip it up, gonna ball it up, I'm gonna rock it up and ball tonight. For Little Richard. Yeah. Thank you guys for your comments. Keith, thank you for your super chat. So nice. Oh man, you guys are so nice. Yeah, you do see a real book on my piano. I'd like to do a little bit of practicing today, and maybe sometimes when I practice, I'll just flip through the real book a little bit and try to find a song that I don't normally play, and then I'll read it down and see how I do. And I don't know, I thought I might do that a little bit. Yeah, hi Toussaint. Oh, that's cool. I love Ricky Lee Jones. Thanks, Marty. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Little Richard songs. I just think that one rocks like crazy. My first introduction to Little Richard, I think my first, was in the 6th grade when I went to my very first dance. And it was a sock hop. And so I dressed up and I was so stoked to be at my first dance. And they had a limbo contest. And I won the limbo contest. I could not win a limbo contest today to save my life. But I won in the 6th grade. And my prize was a mixed tape, a cassette tape of hits from the 50s. And there were several Little Richard tunes on that, and I went home and tried to play them all. That was my first introduction to Little Richard. And my kids love to watch the reruns of Full House, and so they know who Little Richard is because he made a guest appearance on Full House one time. That's how, like, they know the Beach Boys really well because they love to watch old episodes of Full House too. I should put out my own version of the real book with all of my corrections. No way, I wouldn't even venture to go there. I have a lot of respect for Chuck Scher's music company who put those together, because they're pretty darn good. I mean, I suppose there are some things that might be a little bit left out or whatever, but I don't think I could do a better job at all. All right, well let's switch it up a little bit. I pulled out something else to practice, a little classical practice is what I pulled out. What do you think of that? My hands are a little bit sticky, but I'm going to try anyway. And the book I pulled out today to practice is a book of Chopin valses. It's a well-loved book. Doesn't even have a cover anymore. But it's this one. I've had it since I was a kid. You can see my doodles on it. And I thought I'd try number 9. This is, as I looked at number 9, I realized that I probably learned largely to play a chromatic scale from the run in this song that goes, that one. And there's several variations of it. There's a variation where you have to play a diminished chord in an arpeggio. And I also learned a lot about interpretation from the tiny little intricacies of this song, like the grace notes that are added, and to play with tempo. I know I learned several things from playing classical music as a kid. All right, so this is valse number 9. I'm gonna give it a shot for you. What do you think? That was maybe recital worthy. Not too shabby. Yeah, number 9, Chopin Valse number 9. Yeah, it was Chopin. My piano is going out of tune, New York Philharmonic. It is, especially those Gs. Trying not to play things in the key of G, if I can help it. A little hand-in will help with the stickiness. Thank you. Also, a fan would help. I actually have a fan. You can probably hear the hum. But yeah, that's good practice for me. And when I practice, I try really hard to hear my classical teacher in my head telling me to keep my wrists high, my fingers curved, and not to have any tension. And for some reason, I think I play classical music with less tension than I do jazz sometimes, just because I hear him in my head telling me that about my technique. Yeah, so that was fun. I could pull out the real book and see if there's a tune in there. That I haven't been playing lately, or that I maybe don't know very well or have never learned. Oh, this one's not bad. I mean, this one's great. I'm trying to think who I've heard sing this. Maybe Yvonne Leans? I can't remember. This one's so nice, though. What a great picture of Mulgrew Miller. Can you guys see that? I got to see Mulgrew Miller at Birdland. I got to see him at Birdland when I lived in New York City. It's kind of a bad key for me. I can sing it an octave lower, I think. Do you guys know this one? We are both lost and alone in the world. Walk with me in the gentle rain. Don't be afraid of a hand for your hand, and I will be your love for a while. I feel your tears as they fall on my cheek. They are warm like the gentle rain. Come, little one, you have me in the world, and our love will be sweet, will be sad, like the gentle rain. Like the gentle rain, like the gentle rain. Maybe I try to scat sing over it. That's a great tune. I can't think of who I've, a woman. I know I've heard a woman singing it. You guys have favorite recordings of that tune? Hey, lay off, Peter. I know the piano's out of tune. You got to have a less high expectation during the pandemic, Peter. Peter from the Netherlands, and we've got JR from Spain and Jürgen from Sweden. You guys are shouting out where you're from. Thanks for doing that. Australia too. Gosh. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks, everybody. I will keep the live stream, DJ. I always keep it afterward. Cole, we've got Cole from Antarctica. Oh my gosh. I don't think Antarctica's on lockdown yet. I think they're holding on down there. Hola, Chile. What's up, Chicago? Everybody. That's a great tune, isn't it? What else have we got? Oh my gosh, they've got Get Ready from Smokey Robinson. They put these Motown hits in the third reel book because I think they're running out of jazz standards. I don't know why. Maybe they couldn't get rights to everything, but it's also cool that they put things like Get Ready by Smokey Robinson because it's a great standard. I don't know how I would play that if I was going to play it by myself. It's got that bass line. Like that. And then it's got the key or the strings. Ooh. Oh yeah. I never met a girl who makes me feel the way that you do. Whenever I'm asked who makes my dreams real, I say that you do. So fee, fi, fo, fum. Look out, baby, 'cause here I come. Oh, this part. Oh, this is so cool. Let's see. And I'm bringing you the love that's true. So get ready. So get ready. I'm gonna try to make you love me too. So get ready. So get ready, 'cause here I come. On my way. These songs are tricky for me all the time. I have this problem playing the piano because I think that probably the guitar was doing power chords. If the guitar was playing there, like, oh, that's so out of tune. But like, I never quite know if I should play major chords or minor chords or some combination, like kind of like that. I always think that's kind of the answer, but that's a great song by Smokey Robinson. Ghost of a Chance. This is one I've only heard a few times and I haven't paid attention to it, so it would be a really good one for me to practice my sight reading on, my singing sight reading. This one looks like I can sing it an octave down. I think I'm going to give myself a melody note and a root and see if I can sing this melody just by reading it, because I don't know it very well at all. I need your love so badly. I love you oh so madly. But I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. I thought at last I found you, but other loves surround you, and I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. Maybe I'll come up an octave. If you'd surrender just for a tender kiss or two, you might of scheming. I know I must be dreaming, for I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. So the hard interval to hear is da 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 da. For I don't stand da 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 da. They've got Maria Schneider's picture next to this. I wonder if she arranged it for her band at one point. I'm not sure about that. Sometimes I think the pictures are random, and sometimes I think they coincide. That's a good tune. So I like to do that. I like to try and sight read melodies that I'm not so great at. And it shouldn't be too hard for me to hear that perfect fifth. But with the chords, to hear that note against an E flat diminished seventh chord, that was tricky for me in the moment. I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. Maybe I'll try to give it a good little treatment now, although I'm gonna have to hop around to octaves. I need your love so badly. I love you oh so madly, but I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. I thought at least I'd find you, but other loves surround you, and I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. If you'd surrender just for a tender, oh, that's wrong, just for a tender kiss or two, you might discover that I'm the lover who's meant for you, and I'll be true. But what's the good of scheming? I know I must be dreaming, 'cause I don't stand a ghost of a chance with you. I wanted to play a nice little fill on that last D flat chord right there, but I didn't really come through. What's the good of scheming? That's not bad. Drawing from that was a horrible fingering. From the D diminished whole tone scale right there. That's a good way to think of it. Another good way is to divide the whole tones in triads and play those. That's a nice little fill. So that's like, it's like D flat augmented, and then E flat augmented, and F augmented, and G augmented, and A augmented, and B augmented. That's a good way to play a fill over a dominant chord that happens to be altered. Cool, I like that tune. It's a really good tune. Looks like there might be a question or two. Surrender and tender. This rhyme appears everywhere. Yes, it does. Although not as much as Moon in June. Any tips on increasing your upper range when singing? Oh yeah, I've got a whole video about it. It's called "Can an Alto Become a Soprano?" It's all I know about it. It's all I've done. So I'm constantly working on that, but that video shows how I constantly work on it. Explain my block chords. You explain your block chords. Just kidding. I don't know that I was, oh, maybe I was playing some block chords there. Sometimes I like to take, especially on a ballad, I like to take something that I would normally voice down low, like, I need your love so badly. If I voice the first thing down low, then maybe I want to voice my second part of the phrase up high on the piano. I love you oh so madly. And all I do there is I try really hard to have some kind of a rub in my chord and to put like 6 notes as close together as possible. That's all I'm really thinking about when I do that. So I think there I probably put the 5 on the bottom, and I have G minor at 5, 7, 1, 2, flat 3, and 5 again on the top. I might also add an 11. I love you. That's really nice, isn't it? Like as many notes as you can cover with your hands as close together as possible, and then another really kind of tasty thing with a rub in it. Oh, this one is it's actually just a C major chord. It's a C7, but I play C major, and then I've got an F sharp and a B flat and another C. That one sounds pretty nice. Oh, so madly. And I try to make sure there's nice voice leading from chord to chord. That one's kind of fun. That one I've got the flat 9 on the bottom of a B flat 9 chord, so it's a flat 9, 3, sharp 11, sharp 5, flat 7, and root. Don't be afraid to throw the roots into your voicings when you're being ultra creative with them. Like I usually say, you know, to leave the roots out of your voicings, but if you're really trying to paint, it's okay to throw in the root, like especially right there to have like a really nice whole tone sound at the top. I hope that helps a little bit. That was that's just kind of how I thought about it right there. But there's all kinds of playing block chords. There's drop 2 voicings, and there's locked hand style. And then there's a style like that where you just try to play inversions with as many pretty notes in a chord as you can and have nice voice leading between it. And I can't think of many rules to tell you about that other than to try things and see how they sound to you. Yeah, Green Dolphin, I know Wolfpack. I was listening to their brand new EP yesterday. Really cool. Yeah, I think my favorite Wolfpack song is probably Darwin Derby. I love that one. I've got a great piano technician, but he hasn't been here since the COVID-19. I think I'll probably have him come soon if we move into, you know, new phase in California. I'll have to ask him if he wants to come, if he feels comfortable with that, and then we can take precautions to sanitize and everything. But yeah, it's getting time to have him come. John Gilkey, that's his name. If you wonder, if you're in Southern California and you need a good piano technician, John Gilkey is your guy. He's the best. Okay, let's, I'll take a request if you guys have it, but I'd also kind of like to just keep thumbing through. Sometimes, you know, they'll put like a John Coltrane in the the real book, and it'll kind of scare the crap out of me to do right on the spot, and I probably won't do that. Like this one's Grand Central, and I've never practiced it before, and it's kind of intricate. But if I was going to practice this one, I would practice it super slow. I Fall in Love Too Easily is one that I know pretty well. I've Got It Bad and That Ain't Good. That's one that I know okay, but I don't know the verse, and the verse is here. I don't know that I've ever tried the verse, so this is another good one to sight read. Is chocolate as bad for you as singers claim it is? I don't know, but I had half a Dove bar already today because it was a Mother's Day present, and somebody gave me a dark chocolate Dove bar, and that, so I've already had half of that, and I'm singing okay. But yeah, I probably wouldn't on a gig day, at least if it was a big gig. Okay, let's see. This starts on a D, and this is in the key of G, so it's going to sound a little bit bad because of the piano. The poets say that all who love are blind, but I'm in love and I know what time it is. The good book says, go seek and ye shall find. Well, I have sought and admired what a climb it is. My life is just like the weather, it changes with the hours. When he's near, I'm fair and warmer. When he's gone, I'm cloudy with showers. In emotion, like the ocean, it's either sink or swim. When a woman loves a man like I love him. I think I have heard it before. Parts of that were familiar to me. Never treats me sweet and gentle the way he should. I've got it bad, and that ain't good. My poor heart is sentimental, not made of wood. I've got it bad. I want to come up with some cool chords to play right here. So I got to think about the melody, because we've got 4 dominant 7 chords in a row: B7, E7, A7, G7, and this is what you call 5 of 5 of 5 of 5, right? So B is the 5 of E, and E is the 5 of A, and A is the 5 of D, and D is the 5 of G. So that's really great writing, Duke Ellington did. And the melody note is on the root, and the 7, and the 7, and the 13. So I got to think of some cool chords. Right off the bat, I'm thinking about a G triad over that B7 chord. That's not bad. And then can I keep it maybe over the E7 chord? Yeah, that's kind of nice. And I wonder if I can even keep it. No, I don't want to keep it again on the A7 chord. I need to resolve, but it's nice from there. Let me just play the outline of this A7 chord. That's the flat 5, and it would give way to the D of the next chord, but maybe I could make it give way to the E instead. That ain't good, like that, and hold on to that E. Let me try that. Or maybe hold on to the E flat. Yeah, that's not bad. Hold on to the E flat. So I've got the commonality of the G triad from both of these chords, and then here I've got the common E flat. Yeah, that's not bad. Let me back up. Not made of wood, I've got it bad, and that ain't good. Yeah, that makes me sound like I've thought about what I'm doing a little bit. But when the weekend's over, oh, this is a part, this is all over C6, so probably I could give this a drop 2 treatment if I think about it a little bit. Like, that sounds good, doesn't it? That's Barry Harris. Sometimes when you have like just one solid chord going for a while and it's a major chord, you can harmonize the melody with a drop 2 voicing. So the way to do that is to play every note either with a major 6 chord or with a diminished 7th chord. And if the note is in the major 6 chord, then when you harmonize it, you play a major 6 chord, and if it's not, then you play a diminished 7th chord, like built off of the other note if it's the other note. So like A can be here, and then B is diminished, and D is diminished, but C is back to major 6 chord, and then B is diminished, and A is major 6. And then all you do, like first you can voice it as closely together as you can with 4 voices. Then you take that second voice from the top and drop it down, and you've got what I just showed you. Yeah, that'd be a nice touch. Let's back it up a little bit. Boop, boop. I got it bad, and that ain't good. But when the weekend's over and Monday comes around, that's not bad. Yeah, it's difficult to do the same thing over the dominant 7 chord. You can't quite do it exactly the same. I mean, you can try, but you have to change it up just a little bit to put, instead of a major 6 chord, you got to put that dominant 7 in there. So anyway, when I got to that part, instead of playing a drop 2, I switched to lock hands. Like that. And in that case, you're kind of back to the same kind of thing I talked about before, which is taking the name of the chord, making sure you've got now you have to make sure you've got the melody in there if you're doing this, and then put every pretty note that you want to in between on octave. So I chose to go, this is F7, I've got an A here and an A here, and in between I put a D and an E flat and an F and a G. And then kind of keep them as I go. I end up like I start out, just crying my heart out. He don't treat me, no love me like I love him. Nobody could. I've got it bad, and that ain't good. Let's see, I've got a nice super chat from Mark. Hi, Mark. Any basic left-hand stride patterns for Misty? Do I have a video about that? I think I might have a video about stride Misty. I can't remember, but we could try. Oh, how do you play that? There you go. Misty starts with a whole bar of B flat, so you've got a couple of choices, but I'd say 2 real concrete choices, and that's to play you play your octave and then give any kind of standard treatment you want right here. I tend to just go to my go-tos, like I might go to this B flat with the major 7 and the 9 and the 3 and the 13 in it. and then you can hit the 5 and come back and do the exact same. That sounds pretty good. Like that. That's not bad. Just there. But also, I don't know. I tend not to like going to the 1 and the 5 on that first chord. So I might play a few different different inversions. So the octave on 1, and then something like, and then give a 10th, and hit your rootless voicing, your other rootless voicing, and I do the same thing here. Mark, tell me if I need to be more detailed about these rootless voicings. These are just the rootless voicings that I always preach, that I learned from the Mark Levine book when I was a kid, or a teenager. But yeah, basically rootless voicing, 5th, rootless voicing, and sometimes if you can do the 10ths, that's helpful. I would do a 10th there because I can reach it, but I wouldn't do it on the A flat because I can't reach it. And it's okay. You can always roll it if you can't reach it. Like, you can do that if you want. Yeah. Oh, Misty's in E flat. Yeah, I'm sorry. I sing it in B flat because it's better for me there. I always forget. So yeah, same thing. If you want to make it a little bit less dense in your right hand, or I mean in the top part of your left hand, you can leave out your 3rd voice and just play it with 3 notes. That has a nice fourths ring to it too. Gina, thank you for your super chat. You guys are amazing. You would love it if I showed the technique in my right hand that I played on the Little Richard tune. Yeah, I can totally do that. That one, it's got a little bit of a difficult groove, so I try to recreate the groove, because I think he's got horns in the real song playing like the something like that. And so let's see, that one went it's Saturday night and I'm feeling fine, good. Left hand. I think I did that with my left hand. Just easy. And right hand, I did a thing where I go, let's see, like that. It's in its simplest form. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's like the simplest way to do it. You've got the E flat and the C, and then an F, and then a B flat and a D and an F, and then A and a C and an F, and then a G and B flat, and then F and A. Try like that. That's not so easy to do, really. And then if I want to make it more exciting, which is I think what I did, I went, instead of good, I went 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4, and that's what the rhythm is. Like that. It's a real quick. You hit the upper 2 and then that. Yeah. Simon, you're just waiting for some scat solo? Oh, and then Gina, you just do it in every key. Go back to C, do it with the dominant 7, because it's a blues. Right there, I scooped into that 5th. You can do that. You could go down in your inversion. Bring it down there. I don't know. I hope that helped. Simon's waiting for some scat solo. And I saw somebody request Autumn Leaves a little bit ago. I can do some kind of a scat solo on Autumn Leaves. How about that? Oh, let's do a commercial. I'm wearing my Amy Nolte Music shirt, and if anybody would like any merchandise, you can go to amynolte.com and pick it up. What? and anything, a mug, whatever you want. There should be face masks. We gotta get some of those. That would be pretty cool. But they're not. You can't get those. Okay, let's do some kind of autumn leaves. The falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, my days grow long, and soon I'll hear winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. There's a little bit for you. Thanks for the request, both of you. And thank you, JR. I'm glad you liked that. You're currently working on this and struggling a little bit. What are you working on? And thank you, Simon. Thank you so much. New York Philharmonic says Amy has a bunch of standards on her new album, Lighten Up. Yeah, I absolutely do. And Ella's song is a single and the only original. What a commercial. Thank you, New York. I appreciate that. Thanks, Ben. I like to work on my harmonized scat singing a lot. And it's... Oh, can you guys see John reading? Oh, you totally can. Wave John on.
Where is the camera?
It's right up here.
Oh.
They can barely see you.
That's funny, I've been on the whole time. I was picking my nose.
No, they can't see your nose. You're okay. Oh, you play bass. Right on. Cool. That's my husband over there. Everybody's wearing shorts. Yeah, I am wearing shorts. Super hot in this room. Thanks. I'm glad you like my knees. I like to, when I do that, I have little goals for myself. One goal is to start out copying myself. So I think I did something like and I know that I started with a B flat with my voice, so then my piano is going to start with an A. And then my voice will start with a G. And then this kind, you can kind of do whatever you want right here. And then I try something else. Oh, I better go up high. That's really high. Like a little, it's almost the same thing as I was doing before, but it's like ornamented. I used to always wish that there was somebody I knew that could come over and we could finish each other's scat lines. John and I finish each other's sentences, but it's not the same. You gotta, in order to have something like that, you know, to have like somebody, and then somebody else. I had a dream one time when I was a kid that I don't know where it came from, but it was an idea that I had somebody with me who could finish my lines. And one day it occurred to me that I could do it myself, and I could pretend I'm two different people and do the same kind of thing with my voice and my piano. So I do like to practice that, and I also, if I'll do that for a little bit, and sometimes I'll sing and play in unison, and then I'll usually say, now I'm gonna sing in thirds, and I'll sing on top and play on the bottom. So like, and that's not as hard as you think, because all you have to do is make sure you know which note you're singing, play a third below, and it kind of takes care of itself if you know your scales and you have some sensibility about how the notes sound on the piano when you get to them, you know. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to switch to the sixth. But then I'll try to do another thing where I put the piano on top. I'll try again, like maybe my piano will play a G and I'll sing an E flat. And it's easy to practice on a tune like Autumn Leaves, if Autumn Leaves is something you've practiced a lot. But you could also practice on So What or Impressions. Right, and then you can just do it on white notes and go like like that. You can just play white notes and sing white notes, and then when you change, then that gets a little bit harder, but that's a good song to practice this on. Hi Ruben, who plays the flute. My mom is here and she wants to hear Laughter in the Rain. That's Neil Sedaka, is that right? Let's do it. And it'll be a Mother's Day present for Mama. I gotta look up the lyrics, Mama. I think my mom likes Neil Sedaka quite a bit. She actually turned me on to him at some point because I didn't realize who he was and what he sounded like, but I knew several of his songs. Oh yeah. chorus does something strange. It goes to A flat. Okay. I can probably get through it now. Okay. Strolling along country roads with my baby. It starts to rain, it begins to pour. Without an umbrella, we're soaked to the skin. I feel a shiver run up my spine. I feel the warmth of her hand in mine. Ooh, I hear laughter in the rain, walking hand in hand with the one I love. Oh, how I love the rainy days in the happy way I feel inside. I'm gonna modulate. It's a little low. After a while we run under a tree. I turn to her and she kisses me. There with the bait of the rain on the leaves, softly she breathes as I close my eyes, sharing our love under stormy skies. Ooh, I hear laughter in the rain, walking hand in hand with the one I love. Ooh, how I love the rainy days in the happy way I feel inside. Ooh, that's a beautiful song, Mom. Happy Mother's Day to you. I love you, and thank you for that great request. Did Little Richard play Rockin' Robin? Is that your question? I don't know that, but I do like that tune, Rockin' Robin. I think I know that from the Jackson 5, or maybe just Little Michael Jackson. Did he sing that with his brothers? I think so. Chris, thank you for your super chat. Thanks for helping out. That's true. I'm not getting $5 bills put into my tip jar anymore. So you like to hear Mr. Sandman by Chet Akins? You mean, did Chet Akins write that song? Tell me if I'm right, and I'll play it. Yes. That's a fun one. My skateboard videos make you uneasy. I'm sorry. I do wear wrist guards and a helmet after everybody said they were uneasy at first when I didn't wear those things. So I've been wearing them for lots of videos, and I feel pretty confident that if I were to fall, I would be okay because I don't go that fast or anything. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We could probably make some cooler arrangement of Mr. Sandman Hot, because that was kind of corny, but I don't know about that. It's pretty corny. It's a pretty corny lyric, so it'd be pretty hard. But it does have nice chords, doesn't it? And then like a B7 with a flat 9, and then a E7 with a sharp 5. And then another sharp 5 on an A7, and then a D13. Yeah, I didn't know that Chet Akins wrote that song. I always figured it was written by whatever 50s girl group sang it. Was it a girl group? I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, you're welcome. The Something Sisters? Yeah, that's probably right. I remember the Golden Girls sang it in an episode. That's probably where I know it from. Pat Ballard wrote Mr. Sandman. Thanks for that, Greg. And it was sang by the Chordette, right? Yeah, the Chordette. Yeah, good call, everybody. All right, well, let's see. Maybe I'll play one more tune from the album. I do have, I've got like all my lead sheets in this book behind, so it can help me think of like another tune. Maybe Moonlight. I got my purple Sharpie Moonlight music right here. That's a tune from my album that I've loved since like 1995 when I heard it for the first time. It came from the 90s version of the movie Sabrina that has Harrison Ford and Julia Ormond and Gary Sinise. Is that right? No. I get him mixed up with the other dude. Greg Kinnear. Yeah, and John Williams wrote the music, and Alan and Marilyn Bergman wrote the lyric, and Sting performed it for the soundtrack of the movie, and it's gorgeous. But I've been waiting years and years to record it, and I finally did it. So maybe I'll end with that one if that's okay. In the moonlight, when the shadows play, when the thought of what could happen takes your breath away, sighs and whispers, quiet laughter in the air, unspoken invitations everywhere.